episode delivered from central China's Hunan province. I'm currently in Hunan County of Yueyang City in Hunan. And right over there, that is the Dongting Lake, but about 2 kilometers away from where I'm standing here, a dike bridge happened Friday afternoon. And that, because right now the region has been experiencing heavy rainfalls during the past month or so since mid-June, and Chinese President Xi Jinping actually urged all out efforts and relief work to carry out after the bridge. So far that we know, the gap is being filled up in real action right over there. Over 5,700 people have been relocated to safety. And to learn more latest, I have my expert here. I have Xinchen from China National Engineer and Construction Company, also known as China Unknown, who is actually responsible for the technologies and all the rescue efforts and filling the gap actions. Thank you so much, Mr. Zhang, for speaking with us. Let's maybe work towards the dike. 就我们一边走一边聊嘛，张老师。就其实我们了解到最开始的时候那个缺口220多米，现在其实这个进扎，然后以及填充过程已经开始了，对吧？
对的。填筑已经从7月4号的凌晨2点钟开始。
So I just asked Mr. Zhang about when they started filling the gap, and with all the machines coming into that, it actually 7月4号5号. So actually it was actually early morning Friday. So look right over there. Look at all the trucks. So they are loading all the rocks and the heavy things that is used to actually to help to fill up the gap. And some of the rocks can weigh 200 kilometers or so. 就现在我们进展如何？开始还是比较困难的，但后面就越来越顺利了。
开始就是我们专家组制定了方案，按照第一次采用这个水上抛投的方式进行作业，并得到地方省委省政府和应急部紧急调度，从全国各地大力支援我们的物料
水上抛投是什么概念啊？
水上抛，大家可以看到远处我们这个船只运着我们的填筑料运到现场，通过传送带或者翻铲只抛投到我们指定的地点。
所以除了两边在进扎以外，其实船上水面上也在作业，一起在填筑。
实际就是我们开辟了第3个通道我们采用了双头进站，然后水上抛投的方式，等于在水上开辟了一个填筑的通道。
我先翻译一下。So I'm going to translate for our audience for a little bit. So we can see the trucks loading all the rocks to help actually fill up the gap 220 meters at the widest. And so we can see, because it's a bridge, there are 2 ends of the bridge, and trucks are actually entering from the both ends so that they can actually move in from both sides. And we can see all the ships, heavy-duty ships with cranes and whatnot, and that's what Mr. Zhang just told me, how they have been trying to be more efficient or whatnot, and they're actually having established this third route, as Mr. Zhang mentioned, that with the ships also loading the rocks and sand so that they are actually going to fill the gap, also from the ship on the lake. So right over there, we can see there is actually a ship loading sand. 其实还有喷砂船是吗？那边其实就是一个
一个物料船，物料船。
物料其实也都是外省进来的吗？
有湖北的也有这个湖南本地的，通过应急部还有湖南省委省政府从各地紧急调运物料进行支持这个我们华中县的抢险。
So Mr. Zhang just mentioned all the rock and sand that we see here to help to fill the gap actually come from neighboring Hubei and of course locally here in Hunan. And last night actually I met a driver actually drove 200 kilometers to reach this place so that they can actually deliver the rock from their hometown to help get the bridge handled or not. 现在目前来讲的话，还需要多久才能把它就是填满就是修复好？这个现在还没有数据，对吗？So far that we are not really sure how long it will take to actually fill the gap so far. I'm going to share more about the other experts that I'll be speaking with later on. 但现在已经有多少？就是因为讲的好像是后面的20多米，其实比较顺利了嘛。就开场可能是还是比较不顺利，这个原因有什么吗？
哦，刚开始进行了这个双头的这个裹头施工啊，速度没有起来，现在已经双头进站了。截止到凌晨今天9点钟啊，已经进站了50米啊，还剩180米啊。我们现在采用了这个水上抛投的方式，大大提高了效率啊。水上抛投一船，大约1000方啊，1小时之内可以抛出到指定的位置啊。路上2头进站啊，我们现在速度才是600方啊，我们也按计划要提高速度啊。在开辟第3通道的情况下，我们在提高效率，按照方案完成这个抢险任务。
就它的船是每小时1000，是你说那个1000方那个是每小时的投注还是1天？每小时，然后现在是2头的，如果用我们的卡车这样还是600。
对
啊。So Mr. Jen share a little bit more information and the data over there. So with the ships transporting all the filament to actually fill the birch, they can do about 1,000 cubic meters an hour, and from the trucks 600 cubic meters from both ends per hour. And thank you so much, Mr. Jan. 谢谢您，你也辛苦了，因为这样你们还有很多会议继续。
就是我最后别录啊。
不，
最后咱们那个
现在是直播。So let's actually, I'm trying to, because the signal is not that so well on the dike. Actually, I'm just trying to get closer, especially with our viewers, to the side where the dike bridge happened. And I'm trying to bring you guys over to the spot, but let's try. And we can also see all these boats. So these boats are scattered around. They were used to do rescue works. But so far that I've learned, actually, the rescue work has actually concluded. As I mentioned at the beginning of the live stream, over 5,700 people have been relocated to safety. And so far, no casualties have been found. And that's the good news. That's always the good news. But of course, since mid-June, Hunan province has been experiencing record-breaking heavy downpours, and with many places flooded, and some places all apologize for that. No. Oh. Apologize for that interruptions. As I mentioned, cellular signal is not so well here, as it's a remote area, a suburb of the Hunan County in central China's Hunan province. So right over there, as we're trying to get closer to the dike bridge, we lost the signal. But over there is another dike. They're reinforcing this side as well, so that they're making sure they can limit the bridge. So far, just one bridge, and because the water level has dropped, the reason why the blocking process can kick off just because the water level has been dropping back. So I'm working back to the more like the control center area, so for better signals. and I can give you a little bit more updates on this. So look at all these machines. So these are crops because actually a lot of the crops have been submerged underwater, and there will be definitely tremendous economic losses to the local people. And the Chinese Commerce Ministry has actually relocated over $75 million to aid the rescue work, and so on and so whatnot. And look at all these escalators, shovels and whatnot, and these are used to help actually to pave the road and also to fold the bridge. And that's right over there. That's the command center, and for all those boats and ships. And so far, I've learned actually they still are going to carry out routine checks of the surrounding area. So they are trying to make sure there's no one is left unaccounted for. And there are 4 settlements in the neighboring Hunan County, and the largest one actually is a vocational school that is home to over 2,000 affected individuals from the village or neighboring towns. And it's the largest vocational school in the county. And but the thing is, so far, as I have mentioned, asking Mr. Zhang, how long will it take to fill the gap? They don't really have the firm estimates yet, but some experts believe it will take about 4 to 6 days. It really depends on the weather and the water level, because we're really compact with the nature right now, and we don't know when the evacuated villagers, when they can actually move back to their houses. But as I mentioned, the good thing is, look. Again, as I mentioned, the cellular signal is not so good on site, and I'm going to wrap up this session for now. But stay tuned on CGTN. We have a lot of footages and photos that are going to share via CGTN channels as well as the application. And see all those heavy-duty trucks, and they are actually just unloading the rocks, and they are going away. And I really hope that I can actually bring you closer to the scene and to see how they actually fill the gap. Basically, all the rocks will be unloaded onto the bridge, the edge of the bridge, and then there will be a shovel to push all the heavy rocks into the lake and to help to fill the bridge. And we're going to keep you updated. Stay tuned on CGTN. This is Xinchen with CGTN outside of the Dongting Lake dike bridge in Hunan County of central China's Hunan province.